Hello everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a collective reading for today, Tuesday, April 26th, 2022. As always, before we get started, I just want to make mention that my traditional deck, my go-to deck is the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And as always, out of that deck, we have the Page of Wands. Now, I think this is the exact same card that came up in a reading for us recently as well. And it was about probably a week ago. This is really getting you on deck to go next level, right? So if you haven't gotten your ducks in a row to go next level, maybe you're still working some things out to go next level, it is bringing this in for you, okay? So this is really what we have here. I feel as though you might be coming out of a period of time in which you were feeling a little bit more grounded, maybe really feeling as though, you're not going to let yourself get carried away with all of the excitement and overwhelming yourself with all of these expectations, but really allowing yourself to stay in a place where you feel like you're taking logical actions, logical steps, and not really overwhelming yourself, right? Getting to the root of your business and going about your day-to-day business, allowing yourself to stay in a bit of a flow as you go along with that. And I feel as though you could have even been in a place where you were waiting to be inspired, perhaps. You had some sort of a writer's block, maybe some creativity, passion, things like that. You were feeling like, where is that? You were kind of sweating that. You were like, man, is this going to come in for me? Where is this coming from? Because I'm feeling like this isn't going to progress if I can't get this going. And so if you have been experiencing that, this is your ace in the hole, right? Like this is going to really take you to the place that you've been wanting, right? And so along this path, you're allowing yourself to sit in a space where you're kind of in that flow, allowing spirit to show up for you a little bit, right? Like taking inspired action where you're feeling guided to do something, feeling pulled to do something. You're going to go ahead and do those things, right? But you're not going to overwork yourself. You're not going to put a lot of effort and hard work or a lot of energy into making things happen, because this is not the space where you make things happen, right? When you're putting a lot of hard work and energy into things, you exhaust yourself. You're probably not putting your best foot forward into that, even though we think that we are. So really just allowing yourself to put some effort in, take some action steps, and then take a step back and allow things to show up for you, right? Allow spirit to do their work as well. And so wait for some opportunities to maybe come in that you've been waiting for. And then along the way, following your intuition, gosh, I feel like I'm supposed to do this, or I'm feeling pulled to go do this. And so you go and do those things that you're feeling guided to do. That's your inspired action. Or if you are feeling, today could be a good day for me. I feel good. I feel like I have a lot of ideas. Jot them down. And then on another day when you're feeling like, oh, I have a little bit more creativity around what that might look like, working with that energy as it goes along, right? And so I feel like, this is a vision that you have. You've had this vision probably for a while, and you know exactly what you want to be building. What you don't know is how it's all going to come together, right? I do feel like this vision that you're holding, it could be very temporary, right? Like things are constantly changing. And so with this change, there's like new ideas coming in, the energy is flowing, in a different way now. And so maybe your progress is changing. Maybe you've had that writer's block kind of ease up, or I say writer's block, but creativity, right, kind of, start to come to light for you. And so now you're feeling like, gosh, there's a little bit more progress for me, and I feel like I can move forward. And so, I feel like with that, as you start to make more progress, your vision might kind of adapt. You might find that, okay, this isn't going to work. and this will. You might be bringing things in and taking things out of what your overall vision would be, or your big picture of what you want it to look like, right? And so your goals might change, little small goals, but your big goal, you have an idea, you know what you want, right? And so I feel like that part of this flow or allowing is to kind of allow yourself to understand that whatever will be, right? So I think that there is an acceptance and flow here for you. And so when I say that there's an acceptance in this flow, I think there's a bit of a surrender that needs to happen, right? Again, because we don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like. What you do know is that you're committed to it, right? You do know that you believe in yourself and you believe in making progress on this. You do believe in those things. And so hold tight to those things as you're moving through this in those times of uncertainty. This is really about building your faith through all of this, right? And so, I feel like all of this is overcoming this place where, yes, you have your ideas and creativity flowing and things like that, and that's a great thing. I'm glad that things are going to be moving forward now, because I myself kind of experienced a little bit of those things. But I think that it's overcoming the ideas that we tend to overthink things. We tend to analyze things, right? Our logical brain, our ego, we tend to rationalize things and idealize things. So when I say that, what I mean by that is what's showing up for you, okay? Sometimes we can start to put an idea out of the way, or an opportunity out of the way, simply because we think that's not what it's supposed to look like. That's our vision, right? We are like, woo, focused on like, this is what our vision is. And that's not what it looks like when it shows up, right? We have to mold and shape those opportunities, making them into what it is that we want, right? So Spirit's showing up, right? And this is the opportunity that comes in. It may not be exactly what you think it should be, right? But can you work with it, right? That's the question that you can ask yourself. Can I work with this though? Is this something that I can do? And then, is this an opportunity that is presenting because I'm supposed to learn something from this to apply to my overall big picture, right? Because if you can learn something from that opportunity and then apply it to your big picture, then you're able to make your goals and your visions, come to life in the way that is intended for your highest and best, right? And so I do feel like, things could happen where you could be rocked to your core, right? Like you could feel like there's this major falling out that could happen. Now, this could be with a person. This could be with, like, say, your higher self, your contract, right? In an unconventional way, if you're looking at it that way. It could be this falling out of like, man, this is, not feeling like the dream that I'd had for myself. And so you could feel like this is falling apart, right? So whether you actually have a trouble with somebody where you clash with them and, over something that's very controversial, something like that. I'm getting the word controversy. So something like that could kind of happen. Or it could happen that, like, you feel like what's showing up for you, my dream can't materialize as a result of what is showing up for me and has been showing up for me. I feel like it can't happen, right? You could feel like your dreams are crashing down around you. Okay, now that's not a nice feeling. You could feel very disheartened by that. And I feel like maybe even something that is revealed to you as a result could be causing that feeling, right? And so you are in a space that you need to understand, though, that this is something that is testing you, right? It's testing your faith. And you can do this. You can do this. You're going to feel like whatever happens here with this, it cannot be undone. Okay? And you're going to feel like there's no going back from this. And I feel now that my dream going forward, my vision, my goal, however far I've come, I just can't simply get that far. I can't do this anymore, right? You could be questioning yourself. You could be left maybe even feeling like you don't even matter. Your dream doesn't matter. What you do doesn't matter, right? But what happens here with this Page of Wands is you are now lit, right? The fire is lit inside you, right? And I'm getting like chills all over. So this is definite validation. That fire is lit within you. And you are like, no, this is not how it's going to end. And I'm speaking it into existence for myself. And I am claiming this for myself. And I am going to wield my power into, making things happen for myself. And so you're taking everything you've got. You're putting all your chips in. You're right. You're taking all of your chips, all bets on yourself. You're risking it all. And this is about taking that adventure and seeing where things go for yourself, right? And so you know that this is a matter of test of will, right? This is a matter of test of will where you are feeling left in that space, feeling like you don't matter and what you do doesn't matter, but it's trickery, it's mind trickery, right? Know first and foremost, everything you do and say matters. Your opinion matters. You are here, you are put on this earth, and you have, your dream was put in your heart for a reason, and, that's your purpose. And so this is something that's your mission, and you have to complete that, right? And so you're ready. You're like, that's it. That's my job, right? That's not, so-and-so's job. That's not, your neighbor's job. That is your job. Can you get help from others? Can they support you? Sure. But you know that this is going to be more important to you than anybody else because that's the dream or goal or vision that was put on your heart for a reason. And so this is where you get back to basics, right? As you feel like everything's crumbling around you, it's almost like that tower moment in the tarot. You get down to the basics, to the core, to the building blocks, to the base level. Your foundation is intact, right? So what is your foundation? What are you made of? Start questioning, what am I made of? And so when I talk about the building blocks, this is like that test not only of your will, but if you've done some of this work, this might be a little bit easier for some than others, right? This could be talking about your confidence. This could be talking about your self-esteem. This is talking about your faith, right? When we talk about our faith, we're talking about taking action steps as you feel guided, even though you don't know exactly why you feel guided to do those things. You just know your intuition is kind of pulling you to do those things, and you trust that it's going to work out for your highest and best. You trust that it's going to happen for your best, right? And so you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing. And you're doing things, you're honoring what's important to you, right? And so that's important. What are your values, right? And when I talk about your values too, are you committed to yourself first and foremost? Are you keeping that commitment to yourself to keep working on these things because it's important to you? But are you keeping that commitment to your vision? Is this the vision that you're committed to? And if you're not quite committed to that vision, is there something that needs to be tweaked about that vision? Is there something that you're just like, I love it, but I just can't commit 100% because, right? Like if there's things like that coming up, okay, work with it. Is there something that needs to be changed about that? Is there something that you need to kind of say, all right, let's take this out. Let's put that aside. That's not too important to me right now. Or maybe that's not important at all to you. What you've seen with this is important, and you focus. Like, stay focused, and again, focusing your energy on what is really important in that goal, in that dream, in that vision, right? Because honoring your truth throughout all of this is so important. And so this Page of Wands brings in lots of optimism, lots of enthusiasm, new beginnings, and he's coming in full speed. And are you ready? Because it's time to go next level. And I can't wait to see what this brings for you. So if you are feeling this energy, if it's resonating for you, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up in the Messenger on Facebook, or you can just book a session at the Square site, which is pinned here on YouTube in the description box below. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button so that you stay in the know of all of the amazing content as it is released. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.